Thanks for tuning in to this First Alert Weather extended forecast. I'm Audrielle Tackett. Let's talk about what's on the way as we wrap up the month of July. Unfortunately, smoke is going to be a big part of that story to close out this month. We're not expecting precipitation, at least in Boise and most of southwest Idaho, all the way through the upcoming weekend heading into August. There could be a few spot showers in the Magic Valley, but we'll talk more about that in a second. There will be a cold front that comes through on Sunday. It does look to be a dry cold front, so not bringing any moisture with that, just dropping our temperatures. Now, we're recording this on Wednesday afternoon. These are the air quality conditions we've been living in and can expect for at least another day or so. Looking at Boise in particular, of course, every city will vary quite a bit day to day, even hour to hour. So make sure you're checking your air quality index in your location on airnow.gov or deq.idaho.gov. But yes, we've been mostly either unhealthy or very unhealthy for that air quality. We've seen hazardous levels this week as well, so we're continuing to monitor that. Of course, western Idaho is getting it the worst on this side of the state border there because those fires in eastern Oregon just continuing to pump smoke right into the east direction into southwest Idaho. If we put this into motion by Thursday afternoon, we may see areas improve a little bit for air quality. Looks like that could be Twin Falls in the Magic Valley just a little bit because just the way the winds develop. But of course, this is all subject to change. Depends on how the fires are contained, if they're making any progress on fighting them, how those winds continue to move as well. It does seem like that smoke is going to stick around for most of southwest Idaho, at least through Friday at this point. It is hard to guarantee exactly where this smoke will go and what will happen, but it looks like you can expect to close out the work week with some still hazy or even straight up smoky skies as we have the big grass fire here burning hundreds of thousands of acres. We also have the Foxfire burning tens of thousands of acres, so no shortage of smoke there, unfortunately. A smoke advisory still in place for the western Magic Valley. Same goes for Ada County, Elmore County, southwest Idaho. Eastern Oregon is on air quality advisory until further notice. So not much changes there on the air quality advisories. We know the air quality is degraded at this point. Visibility has been degraded as well. So if you think it's a little bit harder to see on the roads, you'd be exactly right. That smoke is impacting visibility, especially off into the distance. And our setup right now with high pressure anchored over the Four Corners is helping that smoke continue to be transported into our region as everything moves from the west to the east. We do have an area of low pressure off of British Columbia. It has been stationary there for a while. It will impact us later on this weekend, not quite yet. For now, through Friday, we're looking at that smoke and that poor air quality, poor visibility as well. Again, the smoke is the worst in the morning as winds lighten and that smoke kind of settles, especially in the valleys. By the time we get to the afternoon, our diurnal weather pattern is that we get breezier in the afternoon hours. That does help scour out the smoke just a little bit. So although winds can make firefighting efforts a little more difficult, it can also push out some of that smoke just a little bit as well. For the time being, still recommended to limit or avoid outdoors altogether, especially if you have underlying health problems. Masks are recommended as well, specifically N95 masks, because those really catch the particulate matter. We do have a Pacific shortwave trough moving through the region and affecting some areas, mostly the Magic Valley or southeast Idaho. There's the possibility of seeing a few stray showers and isolated storm roll through far southern Idaho in the next 24 to 48 hours. It doesn't seem to be super impactful, but the possibility is there that we see just a few spits of precipitation in the central mountains come Thursday afternoon. Again, not going to impact majority of people, but the possibility is there. It could bring gusty winds. Of course, that's something that is a concern on the firefighting front, or even initiating new fires as we see abundant lightning be a possibility as well. So Wednesday afternoon, early evening, most of those winds will stay east of the Magic Valley. Come Thursday, those winds do look a little bit more widespread. We're expecting gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour. Not everyone will feel it, but where those storms develop, there's the potential for those winds to travel as well, a little bit further than wherever the storms are firing off. So even if we see storms in southeast Idaho, Magic Valley could see some of those winds as well. Looks like it might be getting a little gusty on Thursday evening in eastern Oregon as well. Now we'll talk about the weekend, because that's when that cold front comes in. We see a little bit of a change. So we have this stationary ridge of high pressure that's really been holding in place, anchored over the Four Corners, directing that southwesterly flow into southwest Idaho. But this low pressure system near the British Columbia area will continue to swing further east, impacting the northwest altogether, likely sending that dry cold front through on Sunday, maybe Saturday into Sunday, where Sunday we will really feel the impacts because it'll drop our temperatures fairly significantly, and it will also bring those gusty winds, which is not everyone's favorite conditions, especially in the middle of wildfire season. So that dry cold front will cool our temperatures, bring gusty winds as well, more widespread, and just keep those critical fire conditions that we are watching. High temperatures will fall, so that's some good news there. Now we're taking these high temperatures with a grain of salt over the next several days as this smoke lingers in the atmosphere, because it limits our potential to reach these temperatures, as that smoke acts like a layer in between daytime warming and atmospheric mixing and our surface level temperatures. So we may not even get this warm Thursday through Saturday for the first day of August there, but Sunday we are expecting temperatures to drop either way. So if smoke were there, we could be even cooler than mid 80s on Sunday in Boise. We do expect temperatures to rise once again by the time we get to the middle of the following work week. So August 5th, Wednesday, we can see potential triple digits coming back into Boise. As we are wrapping up the month of July, we still have a couple days left, but no rain in the forecast for Boise. We can see that we've seen 0.17 inches throughout this whole month. Not too much further below what's normal for this time of year, but not quite hitting our average, which is just 0.21, 2/10 of an inch of rain. So it was a dry month. It ended up being a warm month as well, 9th warmest July on record so far, of course, but that's in a 150-year period. Unfortunately, August is a drier month typically as well, drier than July on average. So we'll have to see where we land with that. We of course would be hoping for some type of rain. 7-day forecast in Twin Falls. Again, Wednesday, a chance for some of those isolated showers or thunderstorms. Those chances dial back a little more on Thursday, but the possibility is there. It is a slim chance. Hazy skies are going to be the main story over the next several days. That's what's going to be most felt widespread, majority of people being impacted by those air quality conditions. Remember, check the AQI in your city from time to time whenever you're heading outdoors, because you might want to just stay indoors. That is recommended, or at the bare minimum, wear a mask to protect yourself from that particulate matter. Very similar setup in Boise, except City of Trees is not expecting precipitation in the next 7 days ahead of us. Again, take these temperatures with a grain of salt. We may not warm up this much because of that smoke, but that dry cold front comes through on Sunday, drops our temperatures pretty significantly, still expecting sunshine, but those gusty winds keep that fire risk elevated as well. Thanks so much for tuning in to this First Alert weather forecast. We'll catch you next time.